Bruce Wayne may appear to be a wealthy playboy, but beneath this facade, his true identity is that of the Batman, waging an endless war against crime. Join the Caped Crusader in Batman The Audio Adventures, the first scripted audio original featuring Batman and his villainous rogues gallery in a world premiere story of life and death in Gotham City, debuting exclusively on HBO Max. This rollicking adventure, told across 10 episodes, is written and directed by Emmy winner Dennis McNicholas, includes devilishly delightful original music by Doug Bossy, and performances by Rosario Dawson, John Leguizamo, Chris Parnell, Melissa Villaseñor, Seth Meyers, Jason Sudeikis, Brooke Shields, Fred Armisen, and many, many more. Go to hbomax.com/Batman Audio Adventures for more and stream Batman, The Audio Adventures only on HBO Max.
But their story didn't end there.
How could there have been only one? And he's back in business.
Is the worst idea in history of bad ideas.
Part 2 is the final chapter in the violent history.
This time, it's personal.
Hey, what are you guys doing out here?
It's Halloween. We've been trick-or-treating.
Are you alone?
There's a creepy man in a white mask,
Where?
and he keeps, trying to play hide and seek with us.
Where did you see him? Look! Run! Go home now!
Unlock the door! No! Come on!
We killed Michael. My grandmother set the fire.
No one told you.
Told me what?
Michael Myers is alive.
A man couldn't have survived that fire. "40 years ago, the boogeyman came for us. We are the survivors of Michael Myers.
Lori, what do we do?
We fight.
Mom,
Our family will kill him.
we're gonna hunt him down and we're gonna put an end to this. He is not gonna stop killing until we stop him.
If you track Michael's victims, that's a straight line to Michael's childhood home.
Someone's in our house.
He is coming for me, but I'm coming for him.
You wanna kill someone? Take me! Michael!
I want to take his mask off and see the life leave his eyes.
God. If you like small town hospitals, vigilantes, Army of the Dead style gory killings of firefighters, Halloween night talent shows and bars featuring trauma monologue acts, old couples flying drones inside their home, two Johns, big and little, really shitty kids faking razor blades and candy, old ladies running out of bullets, knives in the back, knives in the eyeball, knives in the armpit, injecting yourself with pain meds, and finally, if you like standing at a window watching the town of Haddonfield, then you will like the sequel this week, our Halloween sequel.
Yeah.
Halloween Kills from 2021. Evil Dies Tonight. My name's Manuel.
Hey, I'm Andrew. What's up? It's John.
And we have a guest. It's Lex.
Hello there.
Lex?
I'm back.
Are you excited to be our final guest for our spooky sequel month?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a good way to end it and finish it off.
Yeah.
Just like this franchise.
Thanks for finishing off. But hey, a lot like Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Can't kill him. Am I right?
Can't stop.
The franchise is back and Lex is back because we've tried multiple times to stab you.
Wow.
It's Halloween. What are you doing? What are you doing on Halloween?
Nothing. I'm hoping my costume gets
Are you gonna
home.
dress up? Like?
Ooh. I'm a basic bitch. Like I'm gonna do a Squid Game.
That's cool.
Like,
Yeah,
thing.
that's pretty cool. That's not basic.
I already got burned once by an Etsy shop, and I'm hoping Amazon pulls through.
Name the Etsy shop right now.
It's weird. Two different names showed up, like one on the invoice, and it was a red flag immediately.
I'm learning a lot about you, Lex. You're washing shit wrong, and you're ordering stuff from scams.
I know. If I may have to improvise last minute if that doesn't come through. I do have like anime stuff. Like I could always just pull something out of my butt. So
weird place to store anime stuff, but that's exciting. Well, we're talking all month long about spooky sequels. Do you have? It doesn't have to be Halloween.
Yeah.
Do you have a spooky sequel, or maybe even just a horror film franchise that you slap on every Halloween if you want to get scared?
Yeah, Elf. I just get it out of the way early.
Jon Favreau, hot take.
Yeah,
that's true. Elf. How can someone like that fail their way up? Scary to think about, right? The nepotism strikes again.
No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't say it's like a tradition, to be honest. Like, as far as, I always try to watch a scary movie and stuff like that. I would say most recently, like, something that I have wanted to consistently check up on every Halloween is the Insidious series.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
you like going into the further.
Yes.
That was a scary...
Is that what it's called? It was called The Further?
Oh, my God.
It wasn't The Beyond?
So this is your favorite...
It's been a minute. It's been a year
since last Halloween.
Well, last year Halloween got canceled.
They go into the further, and it's like blue now, and there's smoke now.
So I haven't seen the one with a key.
That one's a little interesting. The demon puts a key into your throat and turns off your voice.
Yeah,
that's when Insidious gets.
I saw like the first 30 minutes or something, but I don't know why I didn't keep going.
Well, I mean, that's a good one. Maybe next year
this Halloween
you'll be on for the key one.
The key in the throat.
Are they just not? Are they not doing more anymore? Or
I don't know.
I thought they were.
It's Hollywood. I'm sure they'll keep.
I thought like
this is James Wan too. This is like
name?
this is another
Patrick
James Wan thing.
Wilson was directing this next Insidious.
Whoa, that's big news.
Spoilers.
I could be wrong. Let me see.
He's got a fucking 6-pack for that new Aquaman movie.
Yeah,
and you're like, damn, he's old as fuck.
And he's got an 8-pack for Insidious 4.
Yeah.
Whoa, these demons better watch
the fuck out.
The Further was interesting because for a franchise to kind of demystify and have like it's a sci-fi element. I guess it's supernatural, but they can go there whenever they want.
It messes with.
It also has time travel.
Yeah.
Right?
That's kind of why I liked it. I feel like it was at the time that it came out. It just it's a little like an adrenaline booster to like the genre, I think.
I don't know if we've ever done an Insidious movie for the pod.
Yes, we have.
Oh, okay.
Chapter 3.
You love those movies too.
You already forgot?
I love it.
You're a big Insidious Conjuring whore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Insidious, it was announced last year in October, actually, though. Patrick Wilson will be directing, based on a story by Lee Weinel, and it's going to focus on a grown-up Ty Simpkins.
The kid.
Yeah.
And he can play it already because he's already grown up.
He's grown up.
I know.
I mean,
pays his taxes.
You know what? Let's just change the movie. Let's talk about Insidious. I'm just kidding. We're talking about Halloween Kills. John, Andrew, we've actually, I feel like, talked about a Halloween movie.
Halloween,
right? The OG. But really quickly, John, what's your relationship to Michael Myers? Y'all dating still?
I loved him in Austin Powers. It was like freaking awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, and
it's crazy.
Saturday
Mike
Night
Myers
Live.
had to change his name because of.
Did you really? I think we made that.
No, it's real. I looked
Okay.
this up because I was like, "What?" He did. His name is Michael Myers, but his show name was Mike Myers because he didn't want to
be associated with his murder.
Yeah. Instead, he married an axe murderer.
Yeah, classic.
I think like the way I said it last year on that Halloween episode, the 2018 one which we reviewed last year. I've only been I've only seen the first one before the 2018 sequel. And that's it. Like it's because this is one of those franchises to me that just seemed like it was oversaturated way too quickly.
There's
like,
12 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like it's something that where you see the first time, it's the most effective you're ever going to see it, and then anything after that is you're just kind of you can get like the way we'll talk about this later, but like you can get creative with your kills, which is what like the franchise kind of just like leans on that, and Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, like they just kind of. It's shocking the first time you see it, but every numbered sequel afterwards is just like, okay, you're just doing the same thing over and over. So my relationship with Halloween basically starts and ends. Well, I guess it ends with this franchise because it started and ended before was with the John Carpenter film, because the John Carpenter film is a good movie, in my opinion, a little overrated. Not my favorite original John Carpenter flick, But yeah, then growing up, you kind of always knew. You see the imagery. Like I saw the Halloween movie,
The Mask of William Shatner.
Yeah. I saw the 79 Halloween movie, like, I want to say, like, maybe into my teens. But growing up, you kind of always see the imagery. I think when we were kids, we saw there was a Halloween that came out in the 90s called Halloween H2O. Yeah, like water. Yeah, it's a water. Yeah, so we saw that, and I was like, oh, Michael Myers movie with Jamie Lee Curtis in it.
It had nothing to do with water.
Yeah, nothing.
I was pretty disappointed.
Yeah, trying to get wet.
Super dehydrated. But yeah, that's basically it. I mean, Michael Myers is he's kind of like classified as like the first slasher dude, or first like very famous slasher dude in cinema history. So
get back of the line, Jack the Ripper.
Norman Bates.
We're trying to prove you wrong, John. Basically.
No, I mean I think because like I don't think they coined it until like Halloween came around. Like I think all those other ones, like even Leatherface, which was before Texas Halloween, was kind of like that, but not really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that was my relationship with Halloween, and then I did like the 2018 version. This one we'll get into it, but yeah, that's very, very not a huge fan of the entire franchise.
Yeah,
I guess.
Andrew, we'll talk about your experience here, but we're kind of similar age, and this is even older than
us. You're right.
No, but it's normal for us not to kind of be as like committed to this as a franchise because it's kind of 30 years past our time. The peak of this is we're talking about the 70s and John Carpenter, and we're more into I don't know. The Conjuring. I'm just kidding. But when we grew up, it was a lot of the other
Malignant.
Freaky killer people like Freddy v. Jason and stuff like that.
Those are still pretty
Dawn
old
of Justice.
Yeah, Dawn of Justice. But what did you think about? What were your feelings on Halloween? Were you pro Mike Myers?
Mike Myers, yes. Michael Myers, not so much. But no, like I mean, obviously, I grew up with John, so John's right. Like, and I think there was a reason why, because in their heyday, we were young as fuck, and why would we want to get scared at that time? It's like roller coasters, where it's like, no, I'm genuinely scared for my life. I don't want to get on it. When you're an adult, you're like, oh, then I'm not gonna fly out. Let me get on this thing.
Yeah.
And so,
or just people want to die when you're
people
older.
like getting scared for fun. They pay this money to go get scared and stuff like that. And so
I pay a mistress $42 to step on me.
When you a mattress.
Mattress. I'm the mistress.
Yeah, and so I think when you grow up, you find out a little bit more of an appreciation for the art form. But even when you grow up, they're oversaturated to the point where like these movies suck by the time the wheels have fallen off because they jumped the shark in so many.
It's a very beloved franchise, though. People love the shit out of this.
Who kung fu's Jason?
Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes. And so you're like, damn, like when you have to get to this
Michael
point.
Myers.
Is that
Jason?
Oh no! But is it Jason or Michael Myers?
Michael Myers that he.
Damn, is it really?
Yeah.
Is it
Halloween
H2O?
Resurrection?
Oh,
no.
okay. And so yeah, they all start to blend together for me. Where it's like, oh, it's one of those fucking stupid ass.
Paul Rudd's in one of these.
Yeah, it's true. Halloween or whatever.
Well, it's because once you're an adult, nothing's scarier than taxes and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. He's coming at
Joe
you.
Biden,
I was like, he's coming at you, Wesley Snipes.
He got scared.
Yeah, and his worst nightmare.
Yeah. He's like, accountants can be out in the day?
And I don't think that makes you want to watch them anymore also, because Child's Play 6 sucked, and so, the first
I didn't
one...
even bother with that.
I didn't even know there was a 6. I was just trying to name a high number, and...
I don't know if it's 6, but...
Last week I did watch the Day of the Dead Romero show on Sci-Fi and the Child's Play show on Sci-Fi. I watched those last week. Because I was like, this is the newest version of both these things.
You're also in a hotel.
Well, I'm confused.
I was locked in.
I think I got confused because there was a show, but then there's a movie now.
Yeah,
the newest.
Yeah, that Mark Hamill one, right? I think the one with Aubrey Plaza, the Chucky one.
Yeah.
And so anyway,
bitch.
And so I don't want to like it doesn't make me want like if anything I watch the originals and that's fine and that's probably the best they ever got.
Yeah.
But past that, the appeal was limited, and I just wanted to watch better movies. And I get that they have their cult followings and stuff like that, and especially people where we live, it's just one of those things where like horror is just popular all year round. It's not even just a Halloween thing.
And we live in Haddonfield from the film.
Yes, it's true. Yeah,
they're so obsessed with him.
And so
Evil dies tonight.
Yeah, hashtag Evil dies tonight. Yeah, it's these movies are fine. I'm sure if you like them, that's cool. If it's your thing because it's your shtick, and everyone deserves to have their thing. But I was not as big a fan of them when I was younger because one, they were scary as fuck, so I wasn't gonna watch them. And then when I grew up, two, they weren't as scary, and then they were just bad movies.
Yeah, I mean, there's 12 of these films. I was looking this up. There's 12 Friday the 13th movies.
shit.
There's 9 Nightmare of Elm Street movies.
And it's funny because I don't think that would even be considered today. There's no way we're gonna make that movie. That sounds like the worst idea
you
ever.
don't want to see Midsummer
You don't want to
14?
see Fast 9?
I just glossed over a very important Halloween history to me. I do like the Rob Zombie movies.
I'm surprised you didn't say it.
Yeah, I know. My bad. Because I forgot about him because we were talking about this main timeline or whatever the fuck. Not even this main timeline, just this original Jamie Lee Curtis version, I guess. When the Rob Zombie movies came out, I like Rob Zombie as a filmmaker.
Hey, with my Durango, number 95.
I liked that very weird, sadistic take on Halloween. It was pretty.
It was at least
cool.
a little different from what they were doing.
Machete.
Yeah, because he's not a force of evil in that. He's just like a really fucked up kid that just grew up really, really bad.
We kind of get into that one in this one, but
well, let's talk about.
Cool.
So David Gordon Green, who has a lot of really good things under his belt, and pairs up with Danny McBride a lot. I really love a lot of his stuff, but he helms this movie.
You used to. I was kidding.
Yeah.
Until now.
This movie and the one before and the one after. This kind of new reset to the Halloweeniverse. Halloweeniverse? I don't know what we're calling it. Halloweeniverse. A continuation, a direct chronological continuation of the other Halloween film that we talked about. But this is Halloween Kills. Lex, what'd you think about Halloween Kills? Hey, what did you... Wait, I'll do it as Chucky. Ready? Hey, bitch.
Are you sure that's not Freddy?
Oh, that's true. That might be Freddy.
Welcome to your nightmare,
What does
bitch.
Chucky say? Doesn't he also say bitch?
Hi, I'm Chucky.
Want to play a game?
Want to play a game?
No, that's Jigsaw.
No, yeah, I was fucking with you.
What did you think about Halloween
Oh,
Kills?
Chucky does that little ritual. I love the like the
Whoa.
y'all don't remember?
Edit point.
No. Okay.
I know that you've already talked about Halloween Kills because
Yes.
you do another pod and you go to these little press screenings and you're like, "Ooh, I want to talk about it."
You saw this on a press screening?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, how
I
was
just,
that?
I just want to hear the reaction to the crowd.
Some people clapped at the end.
Damn.
A lot of people were like, "Woo!"
And what if you turned around and they were just walking?
Well, here's what I'll
their
tell you.
ass clapping.
A lot of these PR companies reserve half the tickets to favorable audiences so that the
Well, yeah,
guests feel
that's what it was. So
Plus, we're in San Antonio, baby. 2-0, baby.
So only a portion of the audience was press, and then the other one was people. I'm pretty sure they're the ones who clapped.
family of cast and crew.
Yeah, but okay. So here's the thing. I actually enjoyed the last one, the 2018
Halloween, yeah.
2018 Halloween, because it brought back some of that mythos that the movie carries, and like you said, it's a cult classic, right? But even just like I think Michael Myers brought this to the scene as far as like you don't have to be like well, I mean the 80s and the 70s were like this anyways, but the menacing, the presence of the character, how the character design, the walk, the soundtrack, everything just kind of like lined up for it to be a figure of fear, right? And the 2018 movie really sold me that like it's back type of thing. And I thought it was filmed well. I thought the story was it wasn't perfect.
So you loved it already.
It wasn't perfect. Yeah, I really liked it. And it was a good, since they retcon a whole pretty much everything but the first one, it was good to see like the tonal differences between what you got in the 70s and what you got in 2018. I don't know. It's the same team, so I don't know what happened that they said let's not even double down. Like they threw out the things that worked, and they're like, let's bring in a bunch of new shit. That was disappointing, in my opinion. I actually didn't know when I saw the last Halloween movie. I did not know that they had signed for a trilogy. I found out a week before going to watch this movie that it's a trilogy, and it just like. My expectations lowered dramatically because I was like, okay, first of all, I already know this movie's not going to give me closure. And I already know, like, it's going to have to be ridiculous in order, like, first of all, the fact that he survives the last one. But it's like, it's just, okay, so I threw my expectations out of the window. I gotta say, doing that before watching this movie did help a little bit because I had some enjoyment. I found some things.
And you watch in a theater with a crowd, which
Yeah.
is always a big thing. That
It does. It does help. There was a lot of laughs, and take that as you will, as far as coming from a horror movie.
I was laughing the whole movie.
Yeah. But yeah, so I found some enjoyment, but only because I threw my expectations. If I hadn't found that out, that they're setting up a third one, that the fact that they knew that this was going to be a trilogy from the get-go, I probably would have been more upset. But I do gotta say, it's just with how good the last one was, it was very disappointing to follow it up with this, and it honestly did diminish like my excitement for them to even just get some of that momentum back. Like I don't think they can, because if they made that much of a drastic change between the first and the second one, I don't know what they're going to do to close it up.
A weird reversion back to saying this is different from all of the other films, and then suddenly, well, actually, we're gonna we love all the other films. But John, what did you think about Halloween Kills?
I'm gonna add to the point that Lex just said about like the expectations and knowing that, because I think going into. So I think I brought this up on that first Halloween podcast that we talked about, the 2018 one. I was like, this is cool. This is a good movie. This should end right here. Because I was like...
I thought it was one...
The fact that when they made the first one, they're like, oh, the original pitch was that we're shooting these two back to back, and then we're going to shoot a third one, like, to close it off. And I'm just like, no. Like, what more can you... like you?
And they're pretty short movies. You can just make one long.
You made, like... That first one felt so fresh because of that one shot. That one-shot kill where he's walking through the neighborhood and it's
killing
like you're following
everyone.
him. Yeah. That is a great like shot, and probably one of the best sequences in the entire like franchise. I mean, I'm only seeing like 4 movies.
And I'm sorry to interrupt, John, but it's kind of like what we were saying. It brought back that mythos. Yeah. Now we're used to seeing CGI creatures and like, or the fact that you don't see what's in the dark or whatever. That's what scares you. But it brought back like, hey, I'm out here. I'm walking in the neighborhood. I'm fucking shit up.
And this is like, and that was so strong in that first movie to see, and then for it to kind of be, this one is like a change of tone. Like everything seems, I think I was talking to Delphin before we started recording, and I was like, I guess like my mind keeps trying to be like, well, you're doing this as a parody, or maybe you're sending like, you're sending up the old like cheesy sequels where like it's just ridiculous kill after ridiculous kill, because this movie basically is all carnage. Like it's just like nothing
much like Venom 2.
Yeah, much like Venom 2.
Let there be carnage.
There is just a lot of like, over the top kills, and I think that's what the appeal is for this movie. Maybe that's why people enjoy it, which is cool. I mean, those moments are funny, and
yeah, but also there's a lot. I don't really think of kills as far as what I watch a Halloween movie for. Does that make sense? Like the tension, the fact that he's there.
I saw some articles were coming out that this has the highest kill count in just like horror
movies. It's not like
movies.
Final Destination when you're like, oh, I can't wait to see how this kill happens.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So it's like, okay, is that the metric y'all want to hit now? Like, is that...
That's true.
I don't know.
Maybe a counter.
See, that's the thing, though, is like, I don't know what people... That's why I'm acknowledging that I'm probably not the biggest fan of this franchise, because I know that in order to outdo what you did in the first one, it has to go in this direction. It's just, for me, it was just kind of weird, because I thought it was going to be a little bit more fresh and maybe not as much. I felt a goofy tone. So that's why it was just like, it was very goofy. Yeah, and then like, there's at one point that someone shoots themselves in the head when like
he kicks the door into her gun, and I laughed out loud the first time.
It was a character that also had some focus on them. I don't know. Are we spoiling?
Who cares?
Oh well, yeah, that doesn't sound like a spoil. Well, yeah. That girl, she had some focus on her at least. It was not a serious focus, but for them to do her like that is, everyone laughed.
A lot of accidental gun shots.
Yeah, and so
very, very bad technique.
So just watching this, I was very baffled. I only saw this once. I think I watched it with Drew, and Drew was watching it for the second time. But like it was a baffling direction that they went in. I know, again, like I would feel better if that's what they're doing. They're basically just like, making a parody or a spoof of the earlier sequels.
You wanted to see an SNL logo at the bottom right.
Yeah. It was just something. Yeah, and then everything was kind of like,
that guy's from Mad TV.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. And then also like I do like that mob aspect of it, where they're kind of trying to. Like,
Frankenstein-esque.
Yeah, like they're going after like the neighborhood monster. It is really funny whenever that mob does get it at the end for some reason. Yeah. Like it was Michael Myers just kills the entire
John kept
mob.
saying it the entire movie, like, man, you know what would be cool? If Michael Myers killed the entire town. Like they were all trying to like they're trying to like kick his ass, and then it happened, and I just stayed quiet, and finally at the end of the movie I was like, yeah, you called it.
And the mob is pretty goofy throughout too. There's a scene where like a doctor pushes someone down the stairs in the hospital, you know, and I was
pretty
like,
funny.
Was this what
Yeah,
mobs do?
they keep chanting like "Evil dies tonight."
Evil dies.
Andrew kept like, what did you say?
When darkness turns to light, evil dies tonight.
Okay.
But it was also the way the execution, like the way, because it was that they like someone would say "evil dies tonight." They pan to the next person. It's almost like a nod, and it's like "evil dies." So, like they were building it up.
It's like the Avengers of
like
the
a
town.
cult.
It was
I'm in.
And the thing is, like for that, right? Like what they did is they shift the perspective of, okay, Michael Myers is not hunting. Now it's the town hunting him. But when the town is not as interesting as Michael Myers, like it's just you get this goofiness and lack of seriousness and like lack of self-awareness as far as like you're being really goofy, but you really think you're being artsy and serious.
And then the kills were just over the top. Like no one ever dies slowly in this. They all either. I was probably like chuckling when Michael Myers was killing the boyfriend of the youngest Strode character at the very end.
Yeah,
because he just kept like
smashing
his head like over and over and over again, and then he turns to him and then breaks his neck, and I was like, man, that dude just like suffered like crazy.
I mean, that's not even. There's a scene where the lady who's flying the drone in her house is slowly dying, watching Michael Myers stab her partner in the back, multiple times, leaving a bunch of knives in the back.
There. Oh yeah, he's getting the entire cutlery,
until
the entire thing.
Just like kind of wild.
Also, who has that many like? Because each knife was like the big size ones.
Yeah.
Like who has like 14 of those?
They cut a lot of steak.
I have 12 machetes right now in my pocket. Andrew, what did you think about this movie? I know I can already see you.
He can smell you.
So, and I know, obviously, we all have a lot of negative stuff to say about this movie. I'm going to go into a little bit more of the positives.
Yeah.
Where I did like, because not all movies are, they didn't mean to make a bad movie, and they obviously, not all of them are purely bad. There are some good elements to it. That being said, I was not a fan of this movie, and I've seen it twice. But I can still find things where I was, I did like the brutality of his kills, where it's like, holy fuck, like he just laid to waste the, firefighters, which
that
usually
was cool.
are praised.
That was cool.
He passes
you know what? It's finally time we take him down a notch.
Well, and I even like the going back and retconning some of the stuff immediately after the events of the very, very first one. In 1978, I think, where it's like, oh man, this is a cool idea.
It's a big flashback.
But then
movie.
people open their mouths and you're like, oh, this dialogue's horrible. Like, damn, and even this acting is really rough and bad. And I got it from the get go where it starts with the boyfriend and the way he's delivering his lines is like, okay, this is gonna be pretty rough. I was already kind of laughing with the first couple of lines said in the movie, and then. We get into the rest of it, but yeah, I like that aspect of like trying to retcon things, not to the point where it's like Laurie Strode and this cop were banging after this thing, and you're like, what? You're just giving her a love interest out of nowhere, which was I thought super ridiculous as fuck. But I do again still like the idea of going back after what happened after, how did they catch him and stuff like that, and. Even I like the fact that the people died slowly because it's like, oh man, usually it's these people seem precise like hitmen or whatever, but when you see how brutal it is, where the guy's bleeding from his throat, calling his wife's name, and until he starts to get stabbed into stabbed by multiple knives, I think that's crazy. And the fact that I like the way they build on Michael Myers in this one, where they always think like, oh, he's coming after Laurie Strode, and they're like, no, the doctor put him in the vicinity and he was just trying to kill the person next to him.
That was my favorite part of this.
Where you're like, oh shit, like it truly is random and he's just some fucked up person.
He's a force of nature. Don't take it personal, Laurie.
Yeah. I remember watching that guy get the knife stabbed into him and everyone's like, oh, one of my buddies was like, what the fuck is he doing? I was like, in the first one, he carved some dude's head into a jack-o'-lantern, so you get to see the stuff that's happening in between the frames.
He's really good at placing. He's very aesthetically pleasing
and
as
you
a
get
killer.
You get that in this one where it's like, oh man, this dude's fucking crazy. Like he's moving all the bodies and making
putting
a
masks
display.
on at the playground.
Yeah. And so I like that aspect of it all. Of the fact
art.
that it's not
art.
It's not Strode centric. Where and the fact that it kind of builds on the age of misinformation that we live in. Where it's like, oh, the fake news stuff. Where like, hey, there was this guy that escaped. We've never seen him without his mask. That's him. Yeah. And then they cause a poor mental patient to kill
Jump
himself
out of the window. Yeah.
Which again is just super brutal. And I think I like aspects of that, and I think there was gold to be found there, but they didn't hit it with this movie for sure.
It's a lot of introduction of these things.
Yeah, and so I remember explaining this to a coworker because he wasn't going to watch it, and I was explaining these parts, and he's like, "Man, it sounds really good." I was like, "No, it's not.
No, I'm telling you exactly the only things
that are the saving grace of this movie." So I think there's still a shimmer of hope for the next one, but you're right with the way they built the first one up in 2018, a little bit more grounded and evolved. It seems like a step backwards here with how campy and goofy everything ultimately gets. I can look at any line or performance, even the cast can't save this movie, which is tough because you got Jamie Lee Curtis in here, who obviously is,
but who is never in the same room as Michael Myers the entire movie.
She's kind of squandered in this one, where they're like, "Hey, you're confined to this hospital bed, and that's it." And so
I don't even know how much screen time she got, but it was not very.
A lot of screen time, but probably 2 shooting days.
That's a subversion. That's definitely a subversion. You didn't really expect that.
And I get it because it's not about her, as we're finding out.
But there was no interesting characters to kind of put.
Lex, there's no main character in this movie. Even Michael Myers isn't really the main character, and maybe that's one of the problems.
It's just I don't know how this seems like a movie that would have streamed directly to streaming. Like this isn't, and so if I would have seen it at theater, I would have been even more disappointed that I'd pay the money to see it, but also two, just the fact that I felt empty after such a solid first entry. It's just a shame, I think, and it's reverting back to why these movies are bad in the first place.
Yeah, and why maybe they should. Well, they're never going to stop. Never mind. Michael Myers always comes back.
The money.
Yeah, I mean, because I think to your point, the thing that made the first one really good is it was incredibly tense. It was so self-contained. I mean, it was literally one house, and every time they try to expand it beyond to the point where it is an entire town kind of foolishly hunting in
the population went down
entire
to
population
500
do not care, and are doing wild things, with guns and accidentally killing themselves. And some of these people are incredibly old and hunting down a capable murderer.
They're literally the people that he bumped into on his first night in 1978, and they all survived him, and they don't survive him in this one because of the stupidity that they.
Yeah, and some of them, the lady in the car who gets killed that way, it's exactly the same interaction she has with him
the first time.
She wasn't ready. She didn't fucking train.
She had a gun this time.
At least Laurie trained.
Laurie's been training. I feel
that girl's reprised a role from Halloween 2 and H2O. She was in H2O.
Oh, I didn't know she was in H2O.
And I just feel like maybe this is in general something that is happens a lot with horror, where maybe the first ones were great because they kind of knew what made those special, and it feels like we've kind of gotten out of that. Even the first Gordon Green was so much more contained, even though there was that one where he's walking around town, but everything kind of made sense.
They just hyped up his return. Like they built that up very well they didn't rush. They didn't rush to get Michael Myers out there in the screen. They built up like almost his legend.
There's a podcast to listen to.
His escape, the podcast, everything.
There's tension, and then there's the horror of everyone's in masks on Halloween night, which is just a good premise. And then here, it's not that, which is it's kind of wild.
And also, is it weird? I just thought of this, but like for it, I know this takes place on the same night immediately after.
Still Halloween,
the last movie. It's still Halloween. It's definitely later in the day. I forget what time it was.
I know, if it's past midnight, it's over.
It's only 5.
But like, I don't know. Like, it felt like they showed you some shots in the movie where, like, the town was empty, but not because people went home. It almost felt like, all right, well, this is the block that we're shooting in.
It's
like,
the
so
same
this
street.
is where people are, and then everything else, the streets are empty. I don't know, because the first one felt much more like. Granted, once again, after a certain time on Halloween, people go home, but like
Big and Little John are pissed because it's
like those kids show up and stuff like. But everything else feels like empty. Like it felt like the whole town was at the hospital, right? Because that was filled with like
3,000 people at the hospital.
But I don't know. It's just a weird little thought that I had. It's just like, aside from these scenes where there's like a whole group of people, that even the town didn't have much life to it and stuff like that. So like I know Michael killed a shitload of people, but it almost feels like we got limited views as far as like who's being impacted by the movie. And
we need more characters.
That's totally true. I think that's totally true. Yeah, I feel like they try to brush upon it, but then it's like taking away the next scene or something. Like when it's just like they show the mom of one of the characters who died in the first movie.
Yeah.
But it doesn't
feels fucking
linger.
random. Also,
it feels random because of like because it's
already
it's
forgot
shoved
about that
into
guy.
something else. Yeah, it's shoved into something.
He also
like,
killed
that's
a bunch of
happening
other
else.
people. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're right. I mean, it seems like I don't know. Like it's almost like this town seems really small, but he's killing a lot of people. Like
Yeah.
he's like depleting the population
And
of
I
this fucking town.
I thought that like Laurie's daughter and the granddaughter were much more interesting as characters last movie,
Yeah.
and then this movie they
Yeah.
lost all the
Evil
weight
Dies
that they
tonight.
had. Well,
They kind of,
so
I
did
mean,
their
some of them, yeah, that's like a one note thing for a lot of these characters is Evil Dies tonight. Nothing else matters, and we're not going to do anything else. Like this is our whole night.
I think technically also too, it's way more stylized than the first one.
you
Like,
can tell
is.
by they try with the editing.
there's a lot of
they
zooms.
do try.
There's a lot of like just
And it
jump
doesn't work.
cuts.
Yeah.
A lot of jump cuts, a lot of zooms. It is like it's not because the first one, from what I remember, I haven't obviously seen the first one in a while, but like from that 2018 one, like it felt like a very still like John Carpenter-esque type of movie.
That was closer to a home invasion. The first film, because I watched it, was more tense, and it was a lot of people not knowing that Michael was there. And in this film, it's mostly shock. It's mostly he's running at you and he throws you against the wall.
okay, I believe you. He's here, but what do I do?
Yeah,
Like,
and that happens a lot more. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the only thing that happens in this. But the last one, there's a lot of people like making phone calls and maybe seeing something in the backyard. But then it's very settled. It's very like
Right, yeah.
something getting closer, or we as the audience see something that the character doesn't. And this movie is very quick. It almost feels like an action movie. Does that make sense? Like it's a very
in a way, yeah. The pacing
let's
is
run
very
around.
out there.
Let
Yeah.
this doctor push this girl down the stairs. You know, it's very wild and kind of. But I get some of those decisions. I'm sure a lot of it was to make you feel like the town, because the town is up in a frenzy. There's a mob. You know, people don't know what's happening, so it's kind of you as in the audience member maybe not trusting things. You're not allowed to settle. But it is. It is very different from the horror of the first one. Well, we're going to talk more about this in a bit, including that crazy ending, but we're going to play a game right now like we do all day long, all night long, every single game. So y'all are going to text me your answers. And this is, this is a movie about Michael Myers. And a nickname for Michael is Mike. So that's right, we're playing the Mike Myers game. Dr. Evil dies tonight.
Nice.
I literally
That's
wrote
pretty
that
good.
when we talked about Dr. Evil. I was like, ooh, I gotta write that
This
down.
is good.
This is on my edition tape
good shit.
for John Oliver's show for
So
sure.
we're texting you separately.
Yes, you will all text me separately,
Whoa.
and every correct answer will get a point. But Lex, you can go. Lex, you'll go first. Then it'll go Andrew, and then John. But these are all questions surrounding our favorite character actor of the last 100 years, Mike Myers.
Okay.
And I'm going to read the answer, or shoot, I'm going to read the question, not Jeopardy. And you will tell me what you think the answer is.
we're taking turns. Is that what you
You
said?
know, we're all going into
You're all going-
You
and
did
you're-
say that
It's
Lex
'cause
was
you
going
said-
first.
yeah.
I
Oh
was like,
shit, you're right. Yeah, Lex, you're gonna get a little.
I got
first.
confused.
But you'll get a point for every correct answer. So it doesn't matter if two of you get it right. You'll each get a point. Does that make sense? So here is the first question. Remember, this is Mike Myers. Don't be answering Michael Myers'
yeah,
question.
baby, yeah.
I was gonna say some things, but I feel like they're gonna come up later. Here we go. As a child, Mike Myers played this game, which inspired his SNL character Lothar of the Hill People.
Jesus.
As a child, Mike Myers played this game, which inspired his SNL character Lothar of the Hill People. I know a lot of you listening. Oh, I forgot, all of you listening can play as well, and you all get a point because that's Dungeons and Dragons, baby.
I got it.
Although John and Andrew put D&D.
Wow.
So
Dunkin'
That's
and
wrong.
donuts.
That's wrong.
Yeah, y'all
Dunkin'
might have
and
meant
donuts.
something else.
How's
Yeah.
it written in there?
Oh, no, I wrote them, so I get Here's the next one. During the filming of Austin Powers Goldmember, he received the final letter from a member of this iconic rock band complimenting Austin Powers and asking for a Mini-Me doll. So during the filming of Goldmember, this member from this iconic rock band.
This is a confusing fucking question. Read it
So,
right.
okay, all right. During the filming of Austin Powers Goldmember, he received the final letter, and I mean final letter because this guy died, from a member of this iconic rock band complimenting Austin Powers and asking for a Mini-Me doll.
I totally guessed, but you didn't say the die part. So like,
yeah, you can guess again if you want. But this person died. This iconic rock.
I have no fucking clue.
I'm gonna guess one more.
And yeah.
I actually watched Goldmember the least of all 3 Austin Powers movies. So.
Well,
I don't remember.
Mike Myers is a big fan of music. I mean, Wayne's World has a ton of musicians in it, but a lot of musicians like him away from that, and they're big fans of his stuff. John, do you want to guess?
I don't. Wait, no, hold on.
And this is the final. The reason why I put final letters. This is the final correspondence of this guy before he died. You all get it wrong. Some of the guesses were Dio, Kiss, Queen, The Who, Rolling Stones, but he is the last person who George Harrison from the Beatles.
George Harrison,
I knew it was gonna be crazy.
I was gonna say because he made the Love Guru because George Harrison died.
Oh,
George Harrison loved Austin Powers and told him how much he asked him for a mini-me doll. But
yeah, baby.
Mike Myers has it posted up. It's one of his favorite belonging stuff. He was like, "Damn, this guy wrote this before he died." A good final film from a good Beatle. Cool. This superstar singer asked Mike Myers to perform with her during her residency in Las Vegas in character. Ooh, Mike Myers in character. But this superstar singer asked Mike Myers to perform with her during her residency in Las Vegas. I may have gotten that wrong.
I don't know who's lived in.
Oh, wait, I got it. Never mind.
This is a pretty big deal because a residency in Las Vegas is a show every fucking night. So it means you have to sell out every night. And
oh, shit.
Pay the bills.
You got to pay those bills. Those people make a ton of money. And those tickets are not cheap.
That's probably how they make a ton of money.
Yeah, it's like still like $200 a seat. And you're like, what?
Jesus.
Nice. All right, here are the guesses.
You can go win that at the slots.
Madonna, and Andrew and John guessed Britney Spears. How wild would that be if Austin Powers was that Britney Spears? For hashtag good now Britney Spears. Wait, free? Now free.
I thought you were guessing, yeah.
No, it's Barbra Streisand.
Holy shit.
That's interesting.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
These questions suck.
No, they don't.
Who picked these?
Me pick. Y'all see if this is Britney Spears stuff?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
Okay,
see
cool.
It. Oh.
This Austin Powers character is regarded by Premiere Magazine as the number 35 performance by an actor in cinema history.
Wait, can you repeat that?
Yeah.
This Austin Powers character is regarded by Premiere Magazine as the number 35 performance in cinema history. So, in all of cinema...
Oh, this Austin Powers character.
This Austin Powers character is regarded as one of the best in cinema history. I guess you could... I mean, a lot of his are very well known and very good.
So not a Mike Myers character, but an Austin Powers character specifically.
You're confusing me.
No.
Lex, did you text
said
Madonna?
No, that was last
one. It's a character that's in the movie Austin Powers.
Oh, okay.
I think I may have gotten it wrong, but it may be on the right track.
I probably got it wrong.
That's right. It's Frau Verbissina.
You all get a point because it was Dr. Evil.
Yeah, it's Dr. Evil.
Oh, okay.
$1 million.
Are you surprised that it's one of the best performances?
I was gonna
of
say
all time?
Fat Bastard, but then I was like, probably doesn't age well.
Get in my belly.
Yeah, Fat Bastard does not.
fart.
Oh, sorry. That's true. He's kind of creepy too, right? Yeah.
Look at my little dick there. Remember?
But it's pretty good. I mean, I don't think he's ever been nominated for an Oscar, but I think that in terms of characters, you remember him more than you remember a lot of other characters. If you can parody it, you did good.
Yeah.
Here you
Blofeld.
go. That's true. Mike Myers was featured in a 5-part commemorative stamp collection released by Canada, honoring the greatest Canadian comedians. Name one of the other 4. So,
Fuck.
Drake
is the best Canadian comedian. So there was a
Champagne Poppy.
a stamp collection released by Canada honoring the greatest Canadian comedians. Can you name one of the other 4 featured apart from Mike Myers?
I feel like a bunch of people that I don't think they're from Canada, they
Justin
end up being
Bieber.
from Canada.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
So,
I was
like,
like, it's
I
going to
don't-
be so
I don't
easy,
think I'm gonna
and I
get
can't
it.
think of it right now.
I don't think I got it because I think he is Canadian, but I don't think he was on the stamp collection.
Stamps.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm just not.
This
gonna
question
guess.
is brought to you by Stamps.com. No one's going to guess.
I guess, bitch.
Yeah,
Andrew's
I
guess?
don't
John?
think.
Lex, you're not
Hold
going
on,
to
hold on,
guess.
hold
Okay.
on. Like,
I get 4 guesses. Hold on.
You will literally...
Because it's people that
be
are
so
legit going to
upset.
be American.
Yeah.
Once again, I know who you're going to say.
No, you don't.
I'm
That's it.
no. I'm not. No,
Then tell me the answer.
no. I'm saying I know whoever you say. I'm gonna think they were American this whole time.
Okay, here we go. Here are the guesses. This is wild. Okay, Andrew, well, Lex, you didn't get. You don't want to guess at all?
Yeah, let me guess.
Okay. Well, I'll go down the list. John guessed Taron Killam.
Taron Killam?
Killam?
He's Canadian. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
But I got your skateboard. Yeah,
Andrew guessed Chevy Chase and Seth Rogen. 2 guesses.
Seth Rogen's Canadian.
Oh,
3
Seth
dots.
Rogen is Canadian. Oh.
Do you want to guess it
But
all?
I was like, he's not going to be on the stand.
Seth Rogen's Canadian?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you know what? I can't.
Okay, here we go.
I can't guess. Sorry, guys.
Here,
Chevy Chase, right?
here are the 4. Jim Carrey.
Fuck.
Wait, he's Canadian?
Yes.
Yeah, I knew
Yeah.
that.
Oh my!
Forgot about
I
that.
knew
Jim
this.
Carrey, Martin Short,
Fuck.
Catherine O'Hara, and Olivier Guillemond. I don't know who that is, but I looked him up. He is the, I guess, like the Charlie Chaplin, the new Charlie Chaplin.
So we got it wrong. Is what
I'm
you're
telling
saying.
y'all,
Yeah,
all
wrong.
of them in my eyes were.
American.
Jim Carrey's very surprising. I did not know he was
I
Canadian.
know you, and Martin
Yeah.
Short. Y'all didn't know that.
I didn't know that
either?
Martin
know
Short.
You know
I didn't
what?
Martin Short.
What
Now-
about Catherine O'Hara? She acts Canadian. She is Canadian as hell.
Whoa,
Wow.
whoa!
Wild. All right, well,
Wild indeed.
one of our top 10 countries is Canada, and they may now be our bottom. Sorry, everyone. All right, here we go. He has
Power
appeared in 2. I'm a bottom. Power bottom. I'm just kidding, everyone. Don't. I'm a power top. Don't mess with me. He has appeared. Mike Myers has appeared in 2 Best Picture nominated films. Just name one of them. He has appeared in 2. He is a cast in 2 Oscar nominated Best Picture films. What are they?
Best picture film?
Best Picture, the Oscars. Take it deep.
I'm pretty sure I got it.
What's your little sister? What? Yeah.
If I didn't,
Best
I'm
Picture
gonna get mad.
nominated.
I'm gonna get mad if I didn't get it.
I don't know, but I'm going to just guess. I don't think the one that I'm thinking of is a Best Picture nominee.
John guessed Good Will Hunting.
Wait,
He was not in that film.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Lex, you guessed Shrek. That film was not nominated for Best
What?
Picture. It did win Best Animated Picture, but not.
Oh, yeah, of course they wouldn't
Andrew,
get best picture.
you get a point because he was in Inglorious Bastards.
Inglorious Bastards.
I didn't think Inglourious Bastards was nominated for Best Picture. That's why I thought. I was like, I didn't know
and
why
I'm
that would be.
I'm so stupid.
And the second one is Bohemian Rhapsody. He was
Which
Wait.
it shouldn't have been nominated.
wow.
but he
surprised.
wasn't it.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's the agent, remember?
Yep.
Kind of wild. All right, here we go.
I think he says an Austin Powers line in there, actually.
he says, "Get in my belly" to Queen.
No, he doesn't.
I'm just kidding. But Andrew, now you're leading with 3. Everyone else has 2. Here's the next.
I have 2.
You have 2.
What did I get
Jeez.
right?
All right, here's one. Only one of his films, only one of Mike Myers' films is registered with the National Film Registry in the Library of Congress for historical significance. What film is it? So only one of his films is considered historically significant. What film is it?
And it's not the last one.
It's not the Love Guru.
Huh?
What?
It's not the
film?
Love
It's
Guru.
Maybe.
You can tell.
Oh, fuck.
Is it the Love Guru? I don't know. Is it?
That's the movie that got him to not work for a while. Like he's never done his own like.
Only one of
From
his films.
from historical.
for
Oh, fuck. I'm
historical
sorry.
significance.
Yeah, like something that's just.
Andrew, you guessed twice. Which one are you going to go with?
Damn, because that means I got one right.
You should still.
Wait, I think I know this one.
Historical significance. Lex, did you guess already?
Yeah,
Yes, right?
I
Okay.
sent you. I sent
Wait,
you-
Andrew, which one are you going with?
Trek.
Oh fuck!
John, you did not get a point. You guessed Wayne's World. Andrew and Lex, you guessed Shrek. You both
I
get a point.
forgot about Shrek. God damn it!
I literally just guessed it right
guessed
before.
it twice.
But it's
yeah.
just like Shrek and Shrek 2.
But that's why
Selective hearing,
that's
yeah.
why I needed to double check because at first I thought I heard for historical like accuracy, but then when you said significance,
Ogres were
I remember
fucked up.
we had
Shrek
this
was
conversation. We had this conversation at work
Yeah.
where it's like it got added. It's like
Shrek, pretty accurate to me. I
Shrek-
thought that was a
Shrek-
documentary.
Keep forgetting about Shrek.
Shrek is
Shrek
life.
loves him a dumbass.
I watched Shrek recently and I was like, wow, there's actually a lot of political undertones to this, like otherism.
yeah, like Lord
happening.
Fuckwad.
Lord Fuck. All right,
that's
here we
what
go.
he's
Here's the
named
next
after.
one. In what film does Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, act alongside Mike Myers? In what film does Ye? What film is Kanye West in? and also Mike Myers.
Wait.
In what film does Ye, formerly Kanye West, act alongside Mike Myers?
The fuck?
He's not in a lot of movies, Kanye West. He's in a lot of films. I'm just kidding. No.
Yeah, you can call his music videos films.
Andrew, you keep guessing twice, and you'll have to
What?
tell me which one
No.
you're going with.
Ah, shit. I have no fucking clue.
You're not big Ye heads.
I'm just gonna guess.
You're wearing Yeezys right now.
What?
Okay, that's interesting. Andrew, which one are you going with?
What?
Which one are you going? Stop guessing.
Hold on, let me guess one more time.
Nope. Andrew has guessed multiple times. Which one are you going with?
Anchorman 2, fine.
Okay. Andrew,
Oh, no, I got it right. It's Love Guru. I'm sorry.
Andrew guessed Anchorman 2. Wait, which one are you guessing?
Which one's right?
All right. You didn't get it.
What? I said Love Guru.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Then you guessed Anchorman 2. Here's the new rule. The last one you text is the correct one. Lex guessed Lex guessed Cat in the Hat. John got it right because it is the Love Guru.
I said Love Guru.
I was gonna guess.
It was
Love
my
Guru,
first
but-
answer.
And then I asked you and you said Anchorman.
Did that come out before or after this little that George Bush thing?
That happened. This came out after.
After the Love
And
Guru.
that's why there's
They
a
were
joke
paired together.
like that
Yeah, that's what
in.
they were-
Yeah, they literally reference it in The Love Guru, which is I think wild for Mike Myers to do.
Yeah.
And look it up, everyone. You want to look that up?
You see Mike Myers' face when that moment happened. His face is like,
Yeah, the George Bush doesn't care about. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that
and
one.
then he's like, huh? He was trying to save it at first for like the longest
I
time,
love
and
it.
then he's like, what?
I don't know.
I can't save that one.
It cuts to Chris Tucker. He's like, anyway.
Chris Tucker thinks so also. He's like, yeah.
There is also.
What are you doing? Don't play the soundbite.
No.
What's wrong with you?
I'm not gonna.
You
play
remember when
it.
you didn't give me a point when I guessed the Love Guru?
There's also a really insane. If you're looking up kind of cringe-worthy stage moments, there was also a. I forgot
Michael
her name.
Jackson Lights on Fire at the
There
Pepsi
is a
commercial?
rapper who joined. There's New York, Concrete Jungle, Where Dreams Are Made Of. The Jay-Z and Alicia Keys were on stage at I think the MTV Music Video Awards, and one of other rappers in the audience goes up on stage and sings with them, but they didn't ask her to. It's one of the weirdest.
It's kind of like Fergie singing the national anthem.
Cringiest things.
God,
You
that
should
was
look
bad.
it up. It's bonkers, and they just keep trying to like being like,
Why'd you bring this up?
huh? Look it up, everyone. All right, here we go.
Because MTV, Mike Myers, back in the
MTV.
Yeah,
2000s.
exactly.
I loved when he hosted the MTV Movie Awards. Did you watch that? His characters.
I don't remember. I remember the Jimmy Fallon one. I can't remember that.
Mike Myers plays like this craft services person during his, and it's so funny. And he talks about like what different stars like, and he's like Nutta Butter. And they asked him, I think, like what Hugh Jackman gets, and he says, "Sweet love." It's so funny. Mike Myers, so good. All right, here we go. Here's the next one. Tim Allen.
That's it.
What? Tim Allen was originally cast for this role that Myers took on, which required 2.5 hours of makeup daily. Tim Allen was originally cast in this role that Myers took on, which required 2.5 hours of makeup daily. Tim Allen, imagine him.
Fat bastard.
Imagine Tim Allen. Just imagine him.
I'm trying to.
Legendary
I always
felon
do.
actor.
Yeah.
Tool time Tim Taylor.
MAGA.
I just recently found out about
Constantly
And
gets
Rob
work.
Schneider.
John, you want to guess or
that.
no?
Rob Schneider?
I can't
MAGA
think of.
also.
I don't think they're MAGA. I think they're just super
I think they're
conservative.
They're
MAGA.
not too MAGA.
Yeah, they're not MAGA.
I think
They're just
they're
super
not
Well,
MAGA
you know
now.
what? Tim Allen can't vote.
That's true. You can't.
He's a felon.
Wait, why?
All right, John, you can guess?
For
He's a
cocaine. Yeah, cocaine.
He was a cocaine dealer.
Yep.
You don't know this?
After
No, during Home Improvement, he was using the show to sling.
Okay, I was gonna say before
I'm just
being
kidding.
Buzz Lightyear.
Why don't you
or-
think you can see the
It
neighbors?
was way before. Yeah, it was like.
Why do you think he
late
was
70s.
flying in space?
Wow, that's
They're
crazy.
like, hey, Buzz, slow your lines, okay? All right, John, you gonna guess?
Nah,
He's in the
No,
hot
I'm
seat.
good. I don't.
All right.
know.
Hot seat.
The answer, Andrew
Oh.
and Lex, you get a point because that's Cat,
Cat in the Hat. There was this cat
Oh,
that
yeah,
I
you're
knew.
right. Fuck.
Can you imagine
I
Tim
also
Allen?
guessed that earlier.
I also forget.
I'm ahead of the
forgot that
game.
movie.
Hey, I survived the Quan.
Tim Allen had to pass because he was shooting the Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus, yeah.
Another 2.5 hours in makeup, probably. All right, here
I
are the-
think he made the right choice.
John has 3 points, Lex has 4, and Andrew has 5. So, Lex, you can tie, but here's the final one. Myers will appear alongside Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, John David Washington, Rami Malek, Zoe Saldana, Robert De Niro, Michael Shannon, Chris Rock, and Anya Taylor-Joy in this 2022 film directed by this director.
Damn it, John's got it.
This
already.
director, this well-known, here's the, this may give it away.
Who else would be in that,
Here's what I'll
that
say.
giant
You know
cast
what?
like
I'll
that?
let you guess again. This well-known asshole director is making a movie with
Oh,
Mike
shit.
Myers
I
in
think
it,
I may have fucked up then.
with Christian Bale, Margot
got
Robbie,
it.
John David Washington, Rami Malek, Zoe Saldana, Robert De Niro, Michael Shannon, Chris Rock, and Anya Taylor-Joy.
Okay.
Whoops.
Lex said Martin Scorsese. Whoa!
Ooh, shots fired.
Shots fired. John texted Wes Anderson. Andrew, you get a point because it's David O.
David O.
Russell.
Russell, yeah. When you said asshole director, I was like, damn it. I had already given my guess.
Andrew, you're a big Mike Myers fan. You win the game. Dr. Evil dies tonight. Cool. All right, well, let's talk about the other Myers. Michael. Hashtag Michael. Were there any other big things?
Anthony Michael Hall?
Any big takeaways from this film? Like any of the big... I've got kind of... Well, let's talk about the ending. Because
Judy Greer dies. Cool.
Judy Greer dies in the end, and we find out that you cannot...
Evil doesn't
kill
die tonight.
Michael Myers.
Evil doesn't die tonight.
He takes a couple more bullets to the chest. He's missing.
Holy shit,
He's
yeah.
missing 2 fingers already. He should have bled out from that shit by
He
itself.
takes a power nap and then he wakes up. Like,
And
We know what he looks like.
And I'm
too.
going to read the quote.
He should be
from-
physically exhausted even after killing all these people. Like, if nothing had happened to him, I'd be fucking tired. I'd be like, damn, look how much effort it takes to kill just one
Yeah.
human being, and
this
he's
is why
killed 30.
I had to watch it again because I was thinking to myself, wait, did I miss something? Because his character in some of the sequels, earlier sequels, does get into kind of the weird witchcraftness of what he is.
Season of the Witch. That's the original.
Yeah. But here's David
Halloween.
Gordon Green, all right? This is what he said. He said, I always thought Michael Myers was flesh and blood, just like you and me. Mortal man could not have survived what he lived through. The more he kills, the more he transcends into something else impossible to defeat fear. People are afraid that is the true curse of Michael. But he does believe that Michael Myers is not supernatural or a superhero. He's flesh and blood. How about y'all?
I would have emptied out the gat in his head already if it was me.
I honestly thought it would have been ridiculous, but I really thought they were gonna like label him officially, like dialogue wise, as like a demon.
Oh, I thought you said they were gonna say like they were gonna pronounce him dead at the morgue, and then he was gonna come back.
No. I just thought they were like, because when they were saying the transcending shit, I was like, they're just gonna say he's like
gonna
a
float.
demonic.
His eyes are gonna turn green.
He's like a demon personified or some shit like that. That's what I thought they were gonna say. Yeah. I'm glad they didn't, but at this point, what's worse is not knowing, because it's like.
Yeah,
he's too OP. Like
I remember, like when he died, I was like, "Oh, this is really it," because the gang was going hard on him, like
Oh,
kicking
yeah,
him
I
in the
was
face,
like-
curb stomping him, stabbing him, beating him with
Savage.
old Huckleberry.
He got stabbed in the back with a pitchfork by Judy Greer.
Yeah, and
he
so I'm
shot,
like-
he got shot like 4 or 5 times in the
Yeah,
chest.
and so
And think about the earlier movie. He also got
that was
yeah,
that was some,
it's smoke inhalation. Like
Yeah.
he shouldn't be able. No wonder he's always walking everywhere because he's got asthma probably after the fire.
and no driver's license, probably.
And yeah, it's
he got fucked up.
It's pretty, and so I thought he was gonna die at the end, and there was gonna be like a copycat killer, like it was gonna be 1 year later, and you're like, wait, like he's dead, like he's in the ground.
But people like.
But and then he got up, and I was like, oh fuck!
just
And
like Jesus, he got up.
for the smallest fraction of a second. I thought he was gonna pick up a gun, and he
Yeah.
was gonna become more deadlier than ever.
Finally, yeah.
I was like,
Hold it
oh
like
fuck,
this.
yeah, like turning it
Or
sideways.
just one heave and then dies for real or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and then no, that's not the
He
case.
just wants to get home to look out
And
that
that's-
window.
He just wants to just give a mirror.
And-
he's
and-
trying to
and-
look at himself.
And as he like stands up and starts killing people, everyone's mesmerized, and no one decides to do anything.
they're
I'm-
moon blink.
I'm
The
sure-
Owls of Gaul.
I'm sure after that,
take
like
turns.
I would have literally like just been like the adrenaline, like fear would have taken over me because the fact that he survived all that, I would have been just.
If I didn't
completely
empty the
crushed.
chamber, though, I just
Well,
empty-
because there was only 2 people that had guns: the old man,
Oh.
and then the guy who emptied the revolver in him, and he had a revolver, so he was out of bullets.
But also
And he
everyone-
kills the old man.
Everyone
right
was
away.
just out and about and came to this mob. There's people in that final scene in their PJs, like
Well,
pajamas.
and
just
it's
out.
funny. There's a Facebook group that was like the lady that brought an iron to the fight with
yeah,
Michael,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like a clothes iron. And you're like, what the fuck?
That's
Did
what
you-
I'm saying.
Did you charge that shit up before you got here? It's fucking hot as fuck. You're gonna burn his ass.
John, what do you think about that ending? Are you scared tonight because he's out there?
And we got Judy Greer's awesome, like she got a death scene. I feel
Yeah.
like that's the thing. Like I want an awesome, like just let me be over the top, like he's killing me, like psycho type of.
Oh yeah, that was very
And
psycho-esque.
she
when
got one,
it.
and I was like,
Yeah.
oh fuck. She's
And
not
really,
even-
it's just whoever is like in the shower, whoever's in the shower at Psycho, but it's whoever's in front of his window.
Yeah.
You better get the fuck
Or-
out of there.
or in
how
front of
did
him.
how did
Or
he
in front of
get in there though? It's a crime scene.
It
It
wasn't,
should have
yeah.
been fucking locked
Hey,
up.
the shape, baby. He's just in the corner of your eye. You never even
He
noticed.
just teleported.
I don't know. I think it's weird seeing this again for the, 18th, I guess 12th time now chronologically.
Yeah, there's a number. To
But like
You really can't kill him.
Yeah, and so like
Again.
Lex was saying that like they were just gonna label him a demon. They didn't. They pretty much kind of did. Like visually, like he's not like he's the original force of evil that John Carpenter wanted, and he's like unkillable. I I don't know. I guess I do like the fact that Judy Greer, like there was some stakes here. So like Judy Greer, like actually like one of the main characters, one of the main Strode characters, I guess, got killed off. And I mean, I guess it was cool. I mean, I like the fact that it was a very ridiculous moment where he took a power nap and then like got up full strength and started slashing people left and right. And now nobody's doing a double team on that one because he seems to be slashing people one by one. So everyone's like,
that's what I'm saying.
I would have been scared as fuck.
But they let him take turns.
Yeah.
And you know who was more equipped? The firefighters. It was insane to me to watch, like, they see him coming out and everyone's, like, revving their chainsaw, getting their hose ready.
I was like, damn, they've just been waiting. They've been waiting at the chance.
They're also wearing, like, 50, 60 pounds worth of gear.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I can't imagine.
He lifts them with
I can't imagine the fire they were at before when they're like,
they're saving an old grandma. And it's like, all right, it's our chance.
We've been fucking practicing our ass to kill people.
Yeah, crazed grandma.
They're just ready to go. It's wild.
I'm just saying, if this would have happened in Texas, he would have been full.
That's
of
dude, I was just
someone with
thinking
their
that.
AR-15 just fucking going ham on it.
That's one of the criticisms of the first ones was that it was a very gun-heavy movie, and in this one, it's
They have
almost
more guns.
They have more guns, but more accidental gun.
They're also
deaths. Does
not
that make
good gun owners.
Not
They
good gun
have very
owners.
bad practices.
They run out of bullets. The first cop accidentally kills like his.
The door accidentally makes you kill yourself.
It's like this is an anti. This suddenly now is like a maybe people shouldn't have guns, but also maybe people can't kill Michael Myers. So.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was. I mean, it ended in a very expected way because again, we know that there's a third chapter coming. Like we knew that going in. So like this middle one is going to be.
He's not gonna.
Yeah, unless what Drew said was true is like someone takes it off and goes into a different direction with like how, and apparently they said like the third movie is going in a different direction. Like it's not going to be
years ahead.
Yeah, it's years ahead, and then like it apparently there's the COVID pandemic is a thing too. Like they're going to address that in the movie.
That's why everyone's wearing masks. And
Who's gonna win? Mike Myers
or COVID?
Of COVID.
He got vaccinated, so like
he's unstoppable.
Yeah.
Wait, which one?
He's got he's got the 5G.
He's got a
him.
booster. Yeah,
he's got a booster.
He got the vaccine, and now we can track him. We know where he is.
That's what everyone's gonna say.
Yeah.
I guess it was as cool as it could have been. I mean, it ended in very true, like slasher, like classic fashion, where he's not dead, and then he takes one more life, and then it sets up a showdown between Jamie Lee Curtis's character.
That was the first film.
But that's what I'm saying. If this is a time skip, like, is she gonna be good? Is she gonna be in her prime?
Oh, she's super she spent her whole life.
Yeah. So like she's just gonna what's 4 more fucking years, just like shooting at that scarecrow or something.
Now my daughter and her husband are dead.
Yeah. Apparently, Gordon Green said that he's going to he's changing focus. Like it's still not going to be Laurie's movie. Laurie's movie was the first movie, the 2018 one.
But she'll be in it probably.
She'll be in it, but that the focus of it, the giant heart of this third movie, this proposed third movie, is the granddaughter.
The next generation, the one that takes over and that's going to keep
gets
fighting Michael Myers
for
30 more years.
It becomes Evil Die this year, maybe.
Yeah, it makes more sense though when you're focusing on that character because she just lost both her parents to Michael Myers. She lost her grandmother's sanity.
I just didn't like her in this one movie. Like a lot of dumb choices. Like
definitely not the strongest.
She straight up has a shotgun and trying to hunt this thing down.
Yeah, and it just to me it just feels like there was never a clear main character.
It's an ensemble piece.
Yeah, and the first one maybe that's why it felt like a little more connected. We followed Laurie while she was waiting for the prison van. We followed Laurie while she was getting ready. We followed Laurie like it was definitely her movie because of that showdown. And in this one we met people we'd never seen before, but were in apparently
older movies,
and then checked in on Laurie, who never met Michael ever, and then we killed Judy Greer. Like it is a very different, I guess focus point. Because I even feel like if they had just even focused on Michael Myers, then we would have we would gotten something. But he wasn't, I think, central to this movie, even though he was the one killing everyone.
Also, I just thought about this. So like this is, I mean, it's 2018, right? In the movie,
yeah.
Like, and with the killings, like this shit goes viral. There's footage on the internet of this person. So like, granted, I know he's wearing a mask, but like when they think that the mental health patient is Michael Myers, like did they not see like fucking
they're just killed
because this is what I was thinking
that he has walking around like
he's small, short as hell.
He's like 5'4". No disrespect to
no
anyone,
weapon,
but like
I'm 5'4". No,
but Mike Myers is like a 6'3", like
yeah.
But also like
he stands up straight.
And I was thinking this in the theater because he was in prison last movie, right? And then he just escaped.
Yeah.
There's mugshots. There's mugshots out there. Like,
and they captured all the other ones.
This isn't the internet. Like, why did they think of this guy? Yeah, it's
he's
like,
also in maybe what some of the people who are actual patients in this hospital in the psych ward might wear. Does that make sense? Like, there's nothing.
No, well, yeah, because
really...
he escaped from the bus too. Yeah. They kind of set that up.
He's never menacing. Like,
yeah,
he's not trying to kill anyone during the whole movie. He's just there.
And images of him were in the news. Yeah. I can't believe no one in the town saw the news while it was going on, saying that this guy escaped and that it's not Mike Myers.
It is very interesting. And to me, that it was kind of maybe an attempt to do the Stephen King thing of, the mob. This happens in The Mist. People like start hating each other and start like not trusting each other, and there's paranoia. But it happens so quickly in this where the guy just shows up at the hospital and then everyone's trying to kill him. Evil dies tonight. And no, it's not him. It's just... It's scary to be in that town because it feels like everyone jumps to conclusions very quickly. And
once again, once they jumped off of the conclusion, they're like, well, let's go out. Let's wrap it up.
Let's try to kill.
Let's replicate this.
Yeah. It's kind of a wild movie. Well, let's go around the horn, give our final thoughts on Evil Dies Tonight. Halloween Kills. Andrew, what are your final thoughts on this film? And Michael Myers, I guess, where he is now. In your heart.
I think if you haven't seen it yet, you can probably wait till the third one pops up.
It's a good streaming movie. It's a good streaming.
I guess.
Yeah.
If you have the Peacock, I know not a lot. And to be honest, the Peacock's Halloween catalog is
good.
Fire.
It's Universal Monsters, baby.
It's dead on. It's ridiculously good.
We didn't really talk.
But this isn't part of that ridiculously good Halloween catalog, though.
This movie made a shit ton of money at the box office. It's now the highest grossing rated R movie of 2021.
I'm sorry to Ridley Scott's The Last Duel because it was probably a better movie.
Or even the Suicide Squad in this case.
This movie's already profitable. Did better than it's one of the highest grossing movies of 2021, and it did what it needed to do for Peacock over the weekend. It was the #1 app in the App Store, the Peacock. So people, I guess, tried to get Peacock.
What do you think they did afterwards? They're like, should we watch The Office?
Yeah, they're like, no. Afterwards, they're like, let's cancel this shit because this shit sucked. That shit was whack.
It does have a good monster. You can watch the first Ouija.
Or you can watch wrestling, so you can listen to Dirt Sheet Radio.
WWE's on there.
I guess.
We're big. No, actually, move over to HBO Max and watch whatever's on that catalog. Hashtag ad.
Hashtag the Batman.
But Andrew, what'd you think about this?
It was all right. Whatever. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, that movie sucked. After watching it a second time, I was like, maybe I was just overly critical the first time, and I was watching it here at home, so I was a little bit more vocal than I would have been in a movie theater setting. But it's just kind of it blows my mind that it got past so many people. And no one raised any red flags of like, man, how are we gonna release this? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, did anybody watch the first movie? Like, did we actually see on how it ended up or whatever? But, it's just kind of crazy that it went like multiple times during the movie. You're like, I can't believe that it's gotten this far. Like, it's not turning back. It keeps going.
It's kind of like a Wonder Woman '84 situation.
Yeah, where it's like, man, such a talented first crew that worked on the first one, and everybody came back, and you should have. You should have had lightning in a bottle twice, and it.
Patty Jenkins wrote that one.
Yeah, by
herself, right?
Halloween?
Oh. No.
That was a whole book. Damn.
No, Patty Jenkins wrote Wonder Woman 84 by herself. No, or
I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't the writer didn't. Okay.
Jeff Johns and
Jeff Johns has his fingers in everything DC does, but
wow.
Just the worst. Yeah, I know. In more ways than one.
Okay, all right. Lex, what did you think about Halloween Kills?
It's a shame. It's a shame that
it is. Yeah, no, he's right.
Once again, I was really excited. The first one, I really thought that they were. Once again, I got disappointed at the fact that they're setting up a trilogy, all that stuff. I really thought the last one being a one and done would have been fine because they did set it up as open ended. Like I think at the end of there was no after credit scenes, but at the end of the credits, you could hear breathing, like kind of like
a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Yeah, saying that Michael is still alive. They could have just left it at that. I feel like I would have gotten my Halloween fix. I would have probably rewatched it this year.
Laurie feels like she did something,
and then maybe do a time skip. But also do a time skip in terms of how long it takes for you to, create another movie. Maybe new cast and all that stuff. I don't think the cast still relying on the old movies is a bad thing. It's just to execute. Like you're bringing people just to die in stupid ways, and we talked about it. Some of these are survivors, and it seems like they didn't learn anything. So it just I don't know. It did a lot of disservices. It introduced new characters that weren't interesting, and it made characters from the last movie not interesting either. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just a really big step backwards. I don't think by any means it kills off the franchise forever. We're gonna watch the next.
It's Michael Myers, baby.
We're gonna watch the next movie. We're gonna watch it. I just hope that perhaps they can calibrate. They can calibrate a little bit.
Yeah.
It's really hard when you see a trilogy that like the second one is this bad and then they come back on the third one.
Well, in some ways, a bad sequel is a classic horror movie.
It's a classic horror movie trope.
It'll happen.
But as far as like just solely 3 movies,
Yeah.
it's usually hard to come back, at least like
To the
back to
third one,
form.
yeah.
But I hope they can listen to feedback. However, just when you see the dollar signs that this movie brought, like they may tune out feedback because hey, we did our job and it did what we needed it to do. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Well, John, what'd you think of Halloween Kills? Would you kill Michael Myers?
It seems like I can't. Like,
Dom
seriously,
Toretto.
yeah.
Dom Toretto can get it done.
Dom Toretto might
with his
actually,
with his
it's just
family,
like- and it's a universal property. You
Hey,
need to
I'm setting it up. I don't know who's
cross
more
over.
OP, to be honest.
Can he drive? Toretto. Toretto can drive.
Toretto can drive him to his killings.
Yeah, exactly.
In a GT.
And then like drop him off in a very exciting fashion,
I
like
know,
shoot
it's
him
a
out of a door.
submarine.
Evil dies tonight. The streets live on.
I mean, it's I'm gonna echo. It's just a disappointment because of the way of how cool the first one was. I don't know. Maybe this is their intention. Maybe they wanted to go bonkers, like in style, tone, everything for this movie. But it just didn't work for me. It wasn't as strong as the first one. And also, yes, I think making it a trilogy means that you kind of already knew what was going to happen before you even sat down to watch it. Because there's Halloween Ends is the name of the third movie. It's weird. I mean, I guess it's as a if you're a Halloween, I guess, purist, or if you're a collector of these movies, and obviously you're going to need to watch it. You're going to need to you need to see it so that you know where the story's going. Number one, but also like, to me, it's not even the strongest. It's not as strong as the first one, and hell, I wouldn't even say it's not as strong as. I don't know why we're comparing because we're really apples and oranges, but I would almost prefer the Rob Zombie movies over this one. Like both of them,
they do something different.
They do something different, and this movie is. See, this is weird. Like I feel like it's the snaking its tail because I was like, it's not that it's not different. It is very different from the first one. I just think it's in a direction that was very unexpected and didn't really quite work. It was a lot happening, overstuffed. It was very convoluted to the point where like things were getting kind of goofy. Like again, technical, stylistically, and also like just in terms of like dialogue and what was actually happening on screen. But I guess at the end of the day, if you're just looking for like some gnarly kills, like this movie has it. Like this movie has like very creative kills and they're gory. I don't think it's ever been as gory as it, from what I remember, like from what this looks like.
That's the part I enjoyed for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
If they can keep that and then just make something cohesive for the next one.
Different, yeah. I guess that's cool. I mean, we'll see when the third one is out. Like if the third one is out and it's actually just as equally different as this, I maybe have a little bit more respect for it because it's just going to be very different. Like very
Each
different
of them
movies.
are their own
things.
Yeah. It's a musical,
and that's what that's a mark of good, or at least very admirable sequels. I won't say good sequels.
Yeah,
but but at the end of the day, I mean, there's a lot of hype going down to it, and I know it's making a lot of money, but just for me personally, it just kind of missed the mark.
Yeah, this movie is a lot of different things, but it does. I mean, it absolutely feels like a hard pivot from the first film because the first film made you feel like it was going to be contained. It was going to be about Laurie. It was going to not really focus on the other Halloween films past the first one. And this film is like almost the complete opposite of that. It's about the giant town. And guess what? Some of them were in the other movies. And Laurie is not even that important. And this is about the shock of the kills, not so much the scare and the tension of it like the first film. So it is about as hard a pivot you could make in a franchise. And to think like, whoa, this is totally something different. So maybe that was a little bit jarring. I don't even know if I would consider this an honestly very spooky movie, like in terms of like tension, or maybe just
it's spooky bad. Like damn, like I don't want to watch that movie.
Yeah.
Don't make me watch that movie again.
And I do think it's commendable that they tried to commit to some pretty relevant themes like mob mentality and misinformation and all that. But it definitely. It definitely felt like the introduction of those things without actually, doing much more than that. Mm-hmm. And I enjoy when horror movies need to have a sense of humor, And the first one did in great moments. Like there was the really funny kid, the babysitter.
yeah.
And
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a lot of those really good comedic moments, which is great because it's the perfect thing to juxtapose against some crazy killings. But I feel like this film had
The door flying into the gun, hilarious.
a lot of unintentional comedy, or
it played out too long. Some of them played like though I enjoyed their characters very much. The Little John, Big John thing.
It's good.
It was good. It played out a lot longer than I thought it was.
Too long, and then they didn't really resolve well. Like I mean, even Little John dies off screen saying, "Oh my God, Michael." And then it's just off-screen
he yells
kill.
no, like the way he does in his Mike Myers movie when he's gonna get steamrolled in Austin Powers.
It's bonkers. But so I appreciate that exists in this film.
It's
I mean, to be honest, it should win the Oscar for makeup for what they did with Dr. Loomis because that is all practical.
Yeah.
It is not CGI.
That's cool.
And so you're like, damn, like that's pretty good. But and then that's the best the movie ever got.
But we'll have to see what happens next. And also, again, I'm glad those firefighters got taken down a notch.
I don't want to see what happens next.
All right. Well, let us know what you think about this movie. This is our Halloween episode, so people, I don't think are listening to this on Halloween, but definitely the Wednesday before Halloween, people are listening to this, which is next Wednesday. Damn. But Lex, what do you have to plug? Some trick or treating at your house?
Yes. Everyone, come on down. Bring some money. You can cash at me.
I don't think that's how trick or treat is.
You asked them trick or treat.
It is now. It's
He's talking about the wrong tricks.
Hey, yo,
whoa.
You're turning tricks for treats.
No. No, I mean, I was telling Manny, Not in Theaters is working on a comeback, so we definitely want to cook that up, and we're working on it right now, trying to test.
In the kitchen.
We're in the kitchen. We're testing some of the stuff. And I don't know. We're talking about like rebranding or something like that, but like I think the core elements are still gonna be the same.
What are you gonna call it then?
No, I mean that'll probably stay the same. I like that. Okay. Not in theaters. Like the pandemic.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's all of us.
Like,
yeah.
So
damn, you should have not for this movie.
And yeah, all 2020 you should have done not in theaters.
I know. No, but yeah, we're getting back to form, and but for like I want to plug it in because if you haven't listened to it, Not in Theaters, we do have a good catalog of episodes. Still very relevant things because we talked about concepts as far as what we would do in a movie, or what scenarios could have played out differently. And I think right now with franchises taking on multiverses and stuff like that, talking about those what if things.
Your pitch for Halloween 2 and it was better than this movie.
I will say I listened to, what did we do? We did Candyman months ago, and that just came out last week on the feed. But in that episode, Andrew was talking about franchises, and he said, well, I don't know. The next Halloween might suck. And I was like, oh,
that
snap,
was right.
Andrew. You're gonna be disappointed. You were saying that most franchises can't redo things, but you were like, but I don't know, man. Halloween.
This movie just proved my point.
And that's what you'll get on What If. A lot of predictions. Baby.
What if?
Well,
I was on ponder the question, baby.
Well, it's because it's Not in Theaters, a What If series. That was, we're currently in a legal battle with Marvel over the name.
Because you're always watchers. And
we were watching.
Your character name was Uwatu.
But yeah, check out the catalog, please, guys. And then nothing else really to plug. I'm just happy to be back as a guest, and I look forward to that happening more.
Well, just like Michael Myers. We can't get rid of you. Andrew, what do you have to plug?
I would say check out Not in Theaters. The backlog is always appreciated.
Backlog.
It's always appreciated. Check out everything on the Patreon. Check out the Dirt Sheet Radio if you love professional wrestling. They have their thing going on. It's back in the biggest way.
The Friday Night Wars.
Yeah. Again, and so you have AEW taking on WWE. And so if that's your can of worms, then feel free to check that out. Check out Countdown. The Countdown Strikes Back. We have some Babu's Book Club. We're working
Visions
on,
right now is
working on Star Wars Visions, which was a big hit and super different than anything Star Wars has ever done. Really, really cool stuff. And then if you don't want to read the books about for the canon High Republic on what happened before the prequels, then you can listen to it there. We do the work for you. along with the banter and all that good stuff. But get vaccinated, continue to wear masks and all that. Get your boosters. FDA approved a lot of boosters this week when we're recording this. So they said you can mix and match and collect them in like Infinity Stones, like Thanos again.
And you know what? It's getting cold outside. It's cuffing season. People are getting booed up. You should get boosted up.
Yeah, and also get your regular flu shot too. Don't forget, I got my COVID booster and the flu shot on the same day. I was all hulked out.
Andrew's fucking sharing needles.
You were Michael Myers level.
Yeah. Crystal meth I took as well.
You're getting all
that
kinds
day.
of 5G, 6G, 7G.
Everyone was just sticking me with needles. I don't even know what the fuck was in them.
It was fucking glowing.
Radioactive.
Do all that good stuff. I was trying to leave some plugs for John. But,
John, what do you have
Director Showdown also, Brent and Adam as well.
John, what do you have to plug?
Literally just got it too. I'll plug the rest of Director Showdown. I guess Brent and Adam, they do.
Andrew only plugged the first half.
Yeah, they.
I left one, but you don't.
They do some fun stuff over there. I'm not exactly sure what season they're working on now, but they do have a backlog of very exciting seasons, so you should go check that out. I'm going to plug the Marvel podcast, Countdown to Infinity. That's still going on. It seems like it's going to go on
to infinity
and beyond.
Ooh,
I think at this point, if we're releasing this, this is a Halloween episode.
This is next week, so
yeah. So we'll be on. You'll catch Drew and I on the Eternals episode pretty soon. And
me and Emmanuel are gonna go see it at the Chinese theater in Hollywood Boulevard.
You're gonna get a first impressions episode from them from California.
From LA. Am I bringing microphone? We're gonna record this on my phone, Memos app. Hey, Andrew, can I get out of the bathroom?
But yeah, that's some fun
stuff.
What
am I asking you?
Go listen.
What scenario is that? Sorry.
Yeah, you're that joke needed some workshopping before you like. But yeah, listen to Countdown to Infinity. That's some pretty cool stuff there. I think Delphin and Sophie talked most of the Marvel shows all year. That's pretty cool. And I'm going to plug this podcast. Revenge of the Sequel's back. Keep listening to this. If I'm not correct,
you're all going to fall off after spooky season, but we actually have another continuation,
a bonus spooky
episode.
And then we have like actual traditional sequels afterwards.
Tradition.
And
we might be going into maybe some holiday stuff, maybe not.
Maybe
it's
tough.
Depends. It's not. There's not a lot of spooky.
Hey, Tim Allen.
No,
Santa Claus too.
I don't want to.
But yes, and yeah, get vaxxed, get waxed, and get X-Lexed.
I thank you so much for listening. Have a good Halloween. Stay safe.
Lex.
Watch out.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thanks, Lex. Bye.